Popping toppings like corn inside a microwave. You're not glued in to the team on Janay and Dave. They share a laugh and don't mind the debate, cause it's all out of fun, never argue with hate. But the topics get heated like teeth that's not brushed. The show's about an hour, so please, there's no rush. If you don't get the jokes and feel offended, to put it quite simply, that's not my business. That's not my business. Yep.
Oh my goodness. Oh my Lord.
Goodness, oh.
Mm-hmm.
How you doing?
I'm good. It is weird. It's good to see you, man. It's weird because this is the first time we've ever done this show and we've not been in the same place, but apparently Pecan is filling in.
Right. He always got to come at an opportune time. Everybody's trying to get their little 5 minutes of fame. Go on, Cat.
Right. You over here trying to be successful, and here comes some random pussy just showing up.
Everybody want a piece of you.
Listen.
You heard your voice, so that's what that was.
That's all that is. Oh man! So welcome to It's Not My Business. I'm Dave Anderson. Obviously, that's Janay Anderson. And we're not in the same place right now.
Right. You on the East Coast? I'm on the West Coast. We beefing.
Yeah. What's up? It's man. I'm out here in LA and just trying to close some deals and bring a lot of really cool things to the network and solidify some things that I've been trying to get knocked out. And there's a couple of things that I really came out here to do, but unfortunately I haven't been able to do. But for the most part, it's just been a really successful trip. And like, I'm excited from a business perspective about everything that you have going on and that I have going on. Like, I feel like there's just a shift in energy, which is super cool. So congratulations on your hair esteem group. Like, that thing is blowing up.
Man, it's popping. I've been wanting to launch this for some time. I'm so passionate about natural hair, about Black people. Wait, y'all, check out my shirt. I don't know if it's looking backwards, but
no, it's looking straight. Let me see if I can pull you back, son.
All right. It says protect Black people, culture, health, love, art, and lives. That's a vibe. That's the mood I'm in. And, launching this hair esteem group of mine is right on track with all the things I've been doing. I'm very passionate about Black people. I'm very passionate about where we are in society, because I think it starts with loving yourself. Yeah. And so many things that prevent us from being unified and loving ourselves. And one of those things, is our hair. Every little thing is used against us, and our hair is one of those biggest things. So, I've created this group, off the tails of the I Love My Curls book. I'm passionate about kids. I'm passionate about adults as well. But right. I just want to give us a sense of pride. It's a place where you can come and talk about current events concerning, our, natural hair. We talk about the Crown Act, the politics of it all, hair tips, tricks. I just want to hear people's personal stories, because I think it's very, very important to speak out loud about this. That's the only way that we're going to change anything. And if I can do anything, I want the generations that come after us to not have a problem, because, when we look at our little one, Devlin, all she knows and sees are people with natural hair. They got big old Philly beard, I'm
right.
locked up, you know. And I'm not hating on how people, wear their hair. We are not our hair, but it's very important though, just to have that self-love. And I'm here to build that hair esteem. So that's what I'm doing. We popping over there. I'm loving it.
Right. Dang. So if sorry not to cut you off. If you are interested in learning more about hair esteem and everything Janay's going on, I encourage you right now to go to myhairesteem.com. That's right? Myhairesteem.com.
Myhairesteem.com. It is on Facebook. Yep. Come on over, share, if you know someone who could use some hair tips and tricks. You're on your natural hair journey. You got some opinions, or right. Come on over, join the group. That's what it's there for. So that is where we are this week on new things.
Yeah, man. So it's exciting. I'm more excited than Joe Biden standing outside the White House pacing right now.
Let's talk about this politics. Man, we're gonna be 80 before they come out with these results.
Oh, I just listen, man.
It's a mess.
I can't say that I'm shocked. I try to tell people on election day, hey, listen, you're gonna be waiting until Thanksgiving. Like my birthday is Thursday, November 19th. The following week is Thanksgiving.
Right.
They're going to even if they say right now Biden is the winner, what's going to happen is these folks are like Trump's people are already like sue. Like
they're on their way to the Supreme Court.
I'm like, how you just skip steps?
Yeah, I'm a bit confused. I was just like pondering upon the thought because I'm like, okay, you kind of started this. Fall back. You came out here proclaiming victory. Stop counting. That's not how it works, sir. You're the POTUS. You know that. But once again, that falls right in line with Trump's, personality, not Trump bashing. There's things I hate about him. There's things I love about him. But that shit there,
homie,
we don't do that. We don't do that, sir. So you got yourself in hot water. And I really don't see that he has a leg to stand on anyway. Count them damn votes and get it over with. I could care less. Like I've told you, it's like vomit and shit. Which one you want to eat? Neither, bitch. So, at the end of the day, people are losing their mind. I had a moment of anxiety. It really wasn't about the election itself. It was just more about, all this pandemonium with the news and all these crazy news outlets that I don't even really check into. I mostly check out of.
Right.
But, in our community, you got stores were boarding up. Like they were so afraid that people was just going to go ham and start knocking each other across, upside the head. And I'm like, this is not the vibe I want. And when you see that, your mind has to process all of that negativity. And it did get to me just a little bit.
Right.
But the moment I decided that I'm just going to check out, and ignore that shit, I was over it. And I just, had a bunch of keys, because I was looking at the memes and stuff, I kind of unplugged, but people were really losing their mind. And there were people like myself and you who just, who cares? So.
Right. I think that a lot of times people don't understand that, yes, it's important. I'm not downplaying any of the importance, of what happens, in our political process. But some of y'all motherfuckers, like, y'all won't show up to a school board meeting, though. Like,
so every 4 years they become political.
These are the most, well-informed political pundits I've ever seen.
Every 4 years.
Right. But when you're trying to major in political science in college, like, man, that's corny. I'm over that part of it. The other part of it is both Joe Biden and Donald Trump, if they have one more press conference, I'm punching somebody in the mouth. Right. Like, because we're not declaring victory. Like, and what's with the purple tie, Sleepy Joe?
Ooh, was he trying to pander to black people? I'm because purple means royalty. We always talk about kings and queens.
Right. He's trying to unite the country because red states and blue states make purple.
Well,
sir.
All the same thing.
Look, so
tricks.
Did you hear that? Janay, did you hear that?
What am I supposed to hear?
Oh my God! It's a Dave Anderson meme-orama!
Yes.
Oh my God! So here we go. Here we go, people. It's meme-orama time. First up, I feel like it's important at this stage in the game. Now, unless he pulls out some type of miracle, Donald Trump about to be out of there. So I feel like we need to send this thing over his way to just give our president the send-off he needs.
Oh, not you, Hall.
Haul your ass on out that White House, sir. Go on now.
You gotta Hall.
Right. Just go ahead and
right on the White House lawn too.
It's right on the White House lawn, like up the fountain. It's right there. Ain't no Secret Service blew down the gate like that. U-Haul is determined. So, in case you wanted to know what it looks like,
who did that? I was through with the internets with this one.
What is this one? All the colors. Did Devlin do this?
Right. And that is the feeling that I had like day 2. Like, what is going on?
What is going on here? I'm so confused. So since we're here,
This is my favorite. OMG. Wait, why Kanye's little feet sticking?
He hit the ground.
Look at Trump's face though.
He's trying to win. He like, yeah. Wait.
What game they playing though? What game you think they playing?
Shit. Madden. Because they're maddening. The whole process is maddening. Uh-oh, here we go.
Old school Grand Theft Auto, because Trump feeling like everything just getting stolen for him.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that was a deep one.
Now this one right here. Listen. See, we know who's really together in on this.
Ooh.
Riding our black asses off into the sunset.
Right.
But wait. There's more.
Lord.
Beep, 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 beep.
To let it go. It was unbelievable how much ground he made up. That had to be 10 yards on a very fast Buda Baker, and he just tracked it.
That tackle at the end just took me out.
Why are you rolling?
Oh, what do you have to do to come up with this shit? That's like who's sitting around making these things? But that last one in the one where they're playing I can't.
You are an Apollo legend, whoever you are.
Right.
The internet is undefeated. Man, listen, I'm sitting up here like I'm getting ready. I'm putting my earrings on instead of taking them off. I feel as though, this situation is about to really come to a head. And what's funny though?
What?
Notice you don't hear nobody talking about Corona.
Not at all. And you said that. You said the minute that this election comes, there's going to be no more talk about the Corona. The only thing I do hear about Corona, and this may be a local thing, but our city of Philadelphia is going back to the original hybrid plan for the public school district. And they were talking about, is it too soon? Kids returning back to normalcy. Is it a good thing? Is it a bad thing? So there's been a lot of talk on the news about that here in our local area. But yeah, you don't hear the push. We don't hear them talk about vaccines. None of it. Yeah.
It's funny to me.
I gotta excuse Sadie.
Yeah. Sadie just being a white bitch. Like, just got to be in the conversation. Two black people are talking about, upliftment and betterment, and here comes a snarky white bitch.
Right.
Just wanting attention.
Right.
Making noise and just disrupting black people's conversations. We should have named her ass Karen.
Yeah. Yeah. Instead of Sadie Mae, her middle name should be Sadie Karen.
Wait. What y'all doing? I don't like this.
She did.
So that one meme, the one with Kanye. See this one, right? Can we talk about the fact that Kanye has dropped out of the race?
I love Kanye West. I really do. I am concerned about Kanye West and his mental health. I think that Kanye West is a genius in his own right. But I felt embarrassed for him, though, that he would even make an announcement that he's conceding, bruh.
Nigga, you wasn't even on the ballot, my nigga.
Right. I'm like, you already know you was even on the ballot. You wouldn't even allow him. How many states allowed him? 4?
I think like 4, maybe 8. Okay, probably like 5.
Kanye loves Kanye, like they say, but that's not the end of it. He said he will be running again in 2024. So that's who we are.
You've known me for a quarter of a century. I've always wanted to be a Speedo model, and I mean I'm losing weight, and I feel like I'm on the higher end of the good looking spectrum, but I know. Like, I mean, I had my run, JCPenney, Aniche, Casual Male, Big and Tall. Like, I got my model on.
Got your model on.
However,
big, tall, and sexy.
Speedo Speedo was okay with the package. They just wasn't here for the accompanying keg. So I just don't think that that's going to happen. So thus my Speedo dreams have been dashed. I think it's safe to say that Kanye is not going. I don't want to say never. Because I honestly thought Donald Trump was not going to be. I said Trump is just doing this so he can start a TV network to go head up against Fox. And I still believe that he did this to start a TV network to go head up against Fox. And since he's leaving, get ready for Trump TV. I'm telling you, it's coming. But I don't think Kanye is ever going to be president. However, I think he'd probably do a better job in education than Trump or Biden. But
okay.
I don't know.
I don't know. Or maybe he'll push Kim Kardashian into politics.
Okay. I'm trying to
it's too much in your head. Look like it's about to explode. She's been doing all this. I'm becoming a lawyer, and it wouldn't surprise me.
Knew you will say that. You're not even a paralegal.
They love them. They love her.
They love her.
The Kardashian girl.
Right. I love how she's Armenian one minute and white the next.
Well,
as if Armenians aren't white. Okay, but that's okay. It's okay.
She ain't black.
Unless she voting for Joe Biden.
She seems to want to have the aesthetic at least.
Oh yeah, no, I mean
without all the social drama attached to it.
Yeah, like in a world, look, Melania Trump. I've seen Melania Trump's titties. I should not see the first lady's titties. So if Melania Trump can win, Kim Kardashian can be first lady. I'm just not going to support it. I'm going to find a way to repatriate myself to Ghana.
We're going to Ghana in 2024, right?
It's no for me. It's no for me.
Ghana. We getting the hell up out of here.
Listen, I want to go to Canada because that free healthcare is sounding real good.
Okay. Yeah. And I lived in Canada for a few years of my life, and it ain't no joke. It's a whole
nigga. It's like you guys
similar, but that shit there, yeah. You ain't got
what do you hear about? I got a hangnail. You have a hangnail. Okay. There's no bill. You can leave now.
Yes, social insurance.
I'm trying to tell you.
Listen.
And you know what? I would be okay if Joe Biden took 62% of my money, if I would never have to pay another hospital bill, doctor visit, copay. If my student loans went away, I'd be okay with 62%. And on that, you can get more than half, Joe. But it's like, I'm gonna tell you this because I'm concerned now. As a small business owner, I'm concerned because I never fucked Joe Biden.
Oh,
I didn't give Joe Biden a ring. Joe Biden didn't have my babies. So why is Joe Biden asking for more to have? Is Joe Biden's political advisor Dr. Dre's ex-wife? This nigga wants more than half my money.
Right. Ain't work for shit. I just don't know. Like, I don't know which way this election is going to go. We have so many absentee ballots, early voting ballots, that still have not been counted. And let's not even talk about these little hick towns who have decided that, we don't want to count these votes. And they're finding out that places have stored these votes in boxes. They can't find them. Like, how do you reconcile that?
You can't.
And that is that one thing that I feel, if Trump does seriously, go, he could argue that maybe. I don't know how it's going to pan out. I was watching something the other day where they were saying, cases like this really it's hard to prove, but I'm just saying, everybody wants to believe in the system, but the system keeps dicking everybody up the ass. How do you go vote and do your due diligence as a United States citizen, and then they're telling you that they're putting your vote inside of a box? Where do they do that at?
America?
And I don't care what side of the table that you sitting on, but this is how we do things here. You know that, but it's just that's why I get angry, and this is why so many people get frustrated with our political system, because it just seems to screw people over, but yet people still believe in it. election after election. It's not that I don't believe in it. It's just that I feel that it needs to be amended. Some things need to be done away with. We are in new times with new social dilemmas, new political agendas that just don't apply to what was happened in the past. You understand what I'm saying? It's outdated. You know what I'm saying? I think it really needs to be revamped somehow or some way, but I still think that we the people still gonna come out losing sometimes.
Yeah. Uh-oh. It's another Dave Anderson meme, Rama.
Lord. Is he gone yet? Lady Liberty, you a shady bitch. Nah, he ain't gone yet. We hope we can get the count in, sis, before Christmas.
Listen, I just, I don't know. I think that this situation is just going to be one of those things. Like, people forget, and I think maybe because we're in our 40s, we're young enough to remember it and old enough to process it. Like 20 years ago, they were throwing ballots in the swamps like they used to throw our babies to the crocodiles and the alligators. And then they say, "Oh, well, look at this! Look at this paper vote right here. You see that? How it's hanging? It's a dangling Chad. So we don't know what. If the fucking shit is punched through, bitch, and it's the only thing that's punched through, you know what that motherfucker was trying to do.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like, if this shit was really a democracy, then we would have had President Gore, and then we would have had President Clinton. Yeah. You see what I'm saying? So. Yeah. I don't know. And then when you look at it, I'm not advocating for Donald Trump. But when you look at the country, and that whole country is red, and there's like 6 or 7 blue states.
Yeah, and then right, and ain't that a little bit sus? Like, you know, Bernie was killing it, and then all of a sudden, he just no more Bernie.
And then, first of all, people forget Joe Biden was getting his ass ate like a rap battle. That nigga was getting his ass ate like Kaya's fantasy. In that preliminaries, Tulsi Gabbard was whooping his ass. Kamala Harris was whipping his ass. Called him damn near racist. So, like, one time for the pretty hair. I just want to let y'all know.
I know. You got that good hair.
And I'm losing weight, doing 2 miles a day. Oh,
your jawline coming in. We seeing the hot. Did you just turn?
What the profile?
Listen,
Linda.
You rub your hands. Now you're like, all you got to do is lick your lips too. You know what?
I'm gonna put some guava on my lips.
I'm not mad. You gotta love yourself.
Listen, this is a weird transition.
I can tell you feeling yourself today.
No, I really am. I'm feeling like, you know, I'm feeling like a champion. But in all reality, though, I want us to start relying on ourselves a little bit more. And can I say this?
I agree.
And I'm not trying to overshadow or over talk, but I got to get this out. So just stay with me. I promise. Take the trip with me. It'll be worth the drive. Yesterday, at like 7 o'clock in the morning, I got a Facebook message saying, "Hey, can you come on my show?" Now, it's not an uncommon thing because of what I do for a living for people to ask my opinions. And it was an African guy. He runs a business. I respect the dude. And I'm going to tell you Africans something, my African brothers and sisters in the diaspora. When it comes to the affairs of foundational Black Americans, with all my heart, please shut the fuck up.
Oh, Lord. They tried to come for you?
Oh, no.
Oh.
That doesn't happen. Let's not start talking crazy. But what he did do, he was like, shouldn't we give Joe Biden that chance, Dave? Dave, should we not give Joe Biden that chance? And I said, let's just call him Rafiki because Rafiki is his friend.
I'm not. Can you do the finger thing again? I find comedy in there.
Dave, could we not just give Joe Biden that chance? And why is always the last word? Why the eyes? But can we give him a chance?
Chance.
But it's the dot in the eye. A chance.
Mm-mm. And the eyebrows go with.
Why you like? Is it a tick? I don't know. Like, shouldn't he have a chance? Because the things that we are talking about here are character flaws. And I'm like, okay. See, and then you know me, because then I started to do this.
Oh Lord! Not the receipts.
had the receipts.
You
So
returned everything, right?
Hmm?
I said you returned everything to him.
I gave it all back. I said, listen, homie, first of all, 47 years of ineptitude is not a character flaw. That's a deficiency. Also, this is the man that created the term welfare queens. This is the man who created the term super predators. This is the man that has been said to what's the word I'm looking for? To say, I don't want my children growing up in a racial jungle. He also said on the Senate floor that we do everything in this crime bill but hang them.
Mm-hmm.
Who is the because we know he wasn't talking about white people. So
no, about Black lives.
He was talking about Black lives. This man has done everything he possibly. He stood with Strom Thurmond. He's eulogized KKK members. He has lied several times. He has gone hand in hand to everything. And the reason that he was selected to be Obama's vice president is because he has always been and will forever be what's called a blue dog Democrat, meaning he's a Democrat in name only, but he's so conservative that the rednecks like him.
Right.
So that's not a character flaw. And this country was built on white supremacy and free African labor. So to act as if Donald Trump created racism, created racial division, and created the strife that has been the tapestry that has weaved this country together is not only absolutely reprehensible. Now Donald Trump is rich, Janay. Unless that nigga went and saw Thanos and got the Infinity Gauntlet and snapped himself to 1614 and said, okay, people, what we're going to do is we're going to build some big ships. Ships are going to be huge. They're going to be bigly ships. And we're going to get a bunch of spear chuckers and a bunch of eggplants and a bunch of jigaboos and a bunch of shade tree ass coons. And we're going to put them in chains. They're going to be the finest chains, the strongest chains. And we're going to take them and we're going to sit on the couch and on the porch and we're going to drink mint and julep and lemonade. Unless Donald Trump did all that, you won't blame racism on this dude because this is the same nigga whose dick you was sucking for 4 fucking decades.
Oh, yes. Because I was just watching. You know what? That's so fun. I was just watching. There was a BET hip hop documentary about how hip hop had embraced Donald Trump. And in this documentary, they broke down hip hop and its relation in the way they idolized Trump pre political Trump and then post political Trump. And it was a really good documentary. I think it was maybe about an hour long or so, but it talked about, rap lyrics and how people really love Trump and bought into it in hip hop, because in hip hop, we boast. We talk about where we're from. We talk about, the American dream, coming from nothing and becoming something. He was unapologetic in making it and doing it in a way that even his white counterparts had never saw. Trump was not accepted. He was looked at as white trash. He came up in those circles with the baddest bitches, and he did things that were probably way before his time that just hadn't been done. And he changed the game. And then we're not even talking about once he started the show. What was the show he used to do? The reality show.
The Apprentice. The Apprentice?
Yeah, The Apprentice. And that just catapulted the love that we as a community, and particularly the hip hop community, had for Trump. Then we get political Trump, and that's when all shit went to hell. You have, him talking about let's make America great again. And that whole situation kind of created this reality that we sort of forgot about. Oh, I don't like y'all. Oh, you're not like me. You were good when you were using me in your lyrics. It was good, when you tuned in droves to support my show. But now that I'm running, I'm going to pander to my people. I'm going to show you exactly what I'm going to believe. And we ain't even getting on the whole Central Park 5.
Right. But he's always been that guy. Like, that's the thing.
Right. That's the point that I'm making here.
Right.
Yeah. It's that point that I'm making here, that regardless of what Trump has done, and regardless of what Biden's done, I think people who are less emotional sometimes put those things to the side and they say, I'm going to vote my interest, whatever the fuck that is for you.
Right.
and they somehow are able to sort of, I'm not going to say forget, it's on the forefront of their mind, but if you only have two candidates to vote for, I mean, you know, it's kind of like, what choice do you have?
Right.
You know, not to vote, but you know, you have hope that maybe, you know, these people have learned from the mistakes of the past. But for me, I'm blackly black. No, you're just pandering for a vote because you want to be elected. A leopard does not change its spots.
Mm-hmm.
You're not going to go around, you know, talking about black people and brown people and homosexuals and everybody else that doesn't fit into this white centric box, like a dog, and then just act like all of a sudden it's all good. It doesn't happen that way. But at some level, you have to reconcile that. And when people, especially our people, go on and on and on about Trump, that's the same motherfucking shit y'all doing with Biden.
Mm-hmm.
Y'all niggas forget that what Biden's done and what he said. I don't see a difference personally. I don't see a difference. I just think that when it comes, going back to my point, when it comes to politics, people have a way of being more hopeful, and they'll forget their common sense a bit and they'll let that shit go. You know, once again, I feel like here in this election, and like I felt in the other election, it's like someone asking me if I want to eat vomit or shit. I don't, but I gotta eat, right?
Vomit or shit 2020, you decide.
You know, so it's just one of those, you know, strange things. I don't get sometimes, like you said, you know, that he gets all the blame. A lot of this shit was already in place. He's a white man in America. I mean, is it a surprise? So is Biden. I mean, that's how they think of us, and that's how they roll. But when they need you, you know,
wait.
and they get our votes for nothing.
I'm getting a breaking news. Biden just won Pennsylvania as of this taping.
Really?
So Biden's the president.
Oh, pretty much. Y'all got what y'all wanted.
So congratulations.
Yeah.
I guess. I've already informed my staff that 62% of them are getting cut. So it's survival of the fittest in this bitch right now. I don't know what to tell you. Yeah. Okay.
Right. What you gonna say? Nothing.
Yeah, not a thing.
Nothing. It is what it is.
I would now see, but Janay,
Mm-hmm.
when I tell these spear chucking jigaboo shade tree ass house cones the importance of having an accountant and having a business, now these niggas gonna see.
No, they voted them in, you know, like every election.
You better love it. I don't want to hear shit.
I don't want to hear no complaining. Y'all wanted them, so when your ass get trapped, that leg get caught in the rabbit trap, and things ain't as sweet as you thought.
Wait, excuse me. Wait. Bold prediction. In the next 3 months, no later than, what's today's date? No later than
the 7th.
No later than February 7th, someone is going to be, you know, racially killed. Someone black is going to be racially killed. And I guarantee,
they going in already. People are
protesting. But this one's gonna be, I'm telling you, this one's gonna be big. And Joe Biden is going to give you absolutely nothing. And then I want y'all to tell me how much better it is with Master Joe in office. I want y'all to tell me how good you feel. I want y'all to tell me that feeling in your gut when red and blue lights pull up behind you is all of a sudden gone because Joe Biden's in the White House.
And his black vice president.
Where is she black? My Indian grandmother's blacker than Kamala Harris. Sorry, Mimar.
Look in my eyes, you see me blinking. I got nothing to say.
No.
I just don't like when people don't really think and they assume. Use your common sense. I ain't hating on nobody, you know. But at the end of the day, I just feel that people need to think when we're in this space where people, I feel like, are just in this la la land of reality, and we don't think about us. I'm not all about being inclusive. Not about everything. I love all people, but I'm Black first. I'm sorry. Before I am anything, I identify as a woman. I identify as a mother and a wife, but I'm Black first. Everything that I do, I think about it and I do it as being Black first, because I have to understand how that's going to be a good thing for me or a bad thing for me or a challenging thing for me, because I have to have a plan. I have to plan even to do the simple fucking things in my life, like even shopping. What you gonna wear?
Mm-hmm.
If I go and put my hoodie on and throw on a baseball cap, that's my ass. If I'm going to certain stores or areas.
It's true. And I don't think people understand the severity of what we go through.
No, it's code switching. Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Nobody else has to do that.
You have to think about how to dress to go get your groceries. You have to think about what you're wearing or how you speak, going somewhere as simple as the park. If my kid is playing with another kid and gets excited and accidentally bumps into a kid,
right,
that can get me killed. Because if I gotta, get into it with another mom, because people feel real emboldened. A simple back and forth that parents have had from the beginning of time with one another, I could go to jail, no matter if I incited the riot or not.
Right.
Even if watches it.
I'll do you one better. Remember when Dory was in high school and we would go to her volleyball games or her track meets? You know what I'm saying? Or the ref was blowing the game and I would do like, I'm volleyball dad. So I'm like, hey, you ain't see that? And they're like, oh, and I'm like, in that moment, in that climate, you know what I'm saying? It's stress, like everything is stressful.
And they wonder why we have high blood pressure and, strokes and heart attacks and we get angry and we act out. It's just a lot. And I leave people to their own vices, because I'm not here to argue or go back and forth. My opinion is my opinion, and ain't nobody gonna check me, boo. That's just what it is. And everyone else feels the same way, and I respect that and I receive that. But we all walk a particular type of life. And I have not always been this way. I used to be the more hopeful one. I would be, well, maybe we should look at it from this angle. No, the only angle I'm looking for is blackity, 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 black, black, black. And that's where I'm at. And I'm rooting for everybody black. That's just where I'm at. It does not mean that I don't like people who aren't black. But we have a lot of shit we have to deal with within our own selves, and that's where it starts. And then everybody else comes after that.
And that's how it should be.
It definitely should, because other groups have been doing it, and that's why they win.
That's the thing. And then the other thing of it is, and I'm going to tell you this because I know people ain't going to like this, but fuck people. I said what I said. This is my fucking show. It's my fucking network, and I said whatever the fuck I want.
This is how other people feel.
I'm over it. I'm over apologizing for my blackness. I'm over apologizing for my masculinity. I'm over apologizing for my Christianity. I am over apologizing for my need to be. Do you know that there's an IG live video? It's one of the greatest videos I have ever made. And I'm not giving a speech, and I'm not being a speaker. I'm not being a fucking captain of industry or whatever fucking label y'all want to put on me now. I was being a daddy. And my little girl wanted me to be her.
I gotta go save my battery, so keep talking.
Yeah, my little girl wanted me to be her her makeup model, because she wanted to put makeup on daddy. And I let her, while I'm talking to the audience, I let her put makeup on me. I let her paint my nails. I let her give me lipstick, the whole nine. It's one of the most manly things I've ever done. Now, I don't like glittery shit, and I don't like lipstick. I don't like makeup. Hell, even when I do like CNN or any of those like TV programs and they put makeup on me, I feel them and I'm gonna tell women straight up and down, if y'all do this shit to impress each other, you're stupid. If you're doing this shit to impress a man, you're retarded. Like, because makeup is so fucking uncomfortable, especially the glittery shit. Devlin, 5 years old, was trying to give me a smoky eye. What the fuck does a 5-year-old know about a smoky eye? I don't know. But somebody tried to roast me in the comments, and I'm like, I'm a father to a little girl. All I have are little girls. And it's not about putting makeup on me. It's not about, painting my nails and then putting press-on nails on top of it. It's not about putting the lipstick on me. It's not about her hopping in the camera talking about, look how pretty daddy is. It's about her knowing that her father is there for her. Like, to me, that's the most important thing. So, people who have an issue with that you can suck all these inches, because I'm gonna be a daddy and I enjoy being a daddy. Like, I might not be, the perfect businessman. I might not be the perfect husband. I might not be, the perfect black man in your eyes. But the one thing I try to be every single day is a great fucking father. And I was the first person on earth to hold my child. And at the end of the day, if my child needs me, and if I got to be her makeup model because that's what she's into and she's trying to express herself, then that's what the hell I'm a goddamn do. And another thing, you raggedy bitches, you're the first ones to sit up here and say fathers aren't involved in their children's lives. Daddies don't do enough. We got to redefine what's masculine. And then when you see a father who's dedicated and loving and caring and nurturing and encouraging his 5-year-old to be who she is and to explore every aspect of what makes her great, here y'all come with this penny ante 5-year-old high school bullshit because you can't get yourselves together in order to realize that, look, I am showing up for my kid. I will always show up for my fucking kids. So you can suck a dick, several, and I mean that shit, and choke on that shit.
And it's probably come from somebody who ain't have a daddy, or they man ain't shit.
You can have a daddy in a test tube.
Right. People, and see, this is why bitches need to just swallow. Some bitches, y'all know y'all need to swallow, okay? Because a lot of y'all ain't worth the rag that people wipe their asses with, okay? The rag people wipe their asses with. For some of y'all, that has more value, okay? Now sniff on that. And in people who are mean and they troll and they come and they have these preconceived notions about things and people, and it's because they're hurting. Hurt people. I guarantee if you got that person on the couch somewhere down the line, some black man and done something to them. They ain't got a daddy. They raising kids by themselves. They're mad because they're not successful. They don't know how to parent or be a man and be comfortable in your masculinity enough to have your little girl. They don't even know what that is because they're too busy out here chasing, bitches and doing dumb shit. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And these two are the same people who will sit there and have all this to say about black women and black men. And then when you see a black man doing what a black man and a man just period should be doing for his family, it's a problem. They want to denigrate you. They want to tear you apart, and they want to come up in your comments in a public place and do that. I don't see other people in other races doing that as much as we do it. It's shameful. It's a travesty. It's embarrassing as fuck, and the whole world's watching. And that's where people need to get a grip. Because when someone from a whole nother country can walk up to you and speak to you in Ebonics as if that's how all black people talk, or that's how all black people roll and exist, is from the hood. And I live in the hood. I ain't got nothing against the hood, but that is not who we all are. There are some of us who were born with silver spoons in our mouth and walked through the hood in your life. Don't mean you're less black, but that ain't your story.
Yeah.
But that's what the world thinks of us. So I'm a bit tired of it, and I check people all the time. I don't care. And that's another thing. Our birthdays are coming, and there's something about when you are about to hit them mid-40s. Man. Ooh. I used to get so mad at older people when I was younger because I'm like, they say anything out their mouth. No filter. You know what? Now I'm beginning to understand as I'm moving into a more mature area of my life. You bring it, I'm going to hand you your ass. You come to me with respect, then I'm going to respect you. You get what you get. I'm already fiery. Don't fire me up no more. I don't need no more logs thrown in my fire.
I be trying to tell them. Why y'all do that to Janay?
And the older I get, what am I scared of? What? I have experienced enough. I have been through enough. I know right from wrong. And ain't nobody gonna change my mind about nothing because this is my goddamn truth. No one gets to choose that for me. And no one gets to come and disrespect me because you don't know my story. If you see me on the net, that's one side of who I am. You see me on the street, that's another side of who I am. If you knew me 10, 15, 20 years ago, that's another side of who I am. I'm a grown ass woman. I'm so tired of people, treating people as if they know you. You know what I'm saying? They'll take one incident and just run with it. Fuck you. And the sick dick you rode on in. Like, I just don't understand people, and I'm not here for it. I root for everybody, but it's a lot of hurt people out here.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of hurt people that's gonna get hurt because these thumb thugs seeing you on the street. You know they ain't got them hands. They're gonna shoot you dead, or you know what I'm saying, run you over with their car, or they just gonna run. They ain't gonna have nothing to say
because they bitches.
Right. They got them thug fingers, but got 911 hearts. Period.
Did you say the trigger fingers turn to Twitter fingers?
I did.
You said they got thug thumbs, but 911 hearts.
Nope. I don't like meanness. And that's one of the many ththings that when I get up in the morning, call me, I don't care, you call me a cocoa boy, whatever, but there's nothing like waking up in the morning and you're witness to that. What do I do when I get up in the morning? I go and I stand outside the door and let my feet touch the earth.
Yep, you are one with the earth.
I am. I have to become one with the earth. There's so much going on, and then I meditate. I'm attracted to the water because the water calms me. I hate to see the winter coming because I can't go to my spots and sit and meditate. Mm-hmm. Yes, I use my crystals and my stones, not because I believe in any witchery. They're from the earth. Yeah. God didn't put these things on the earth just for us not to enjoy them. They're calming. They're soothing.
Yeah.
If they ain't your thing, then you need to find something, because if you out here dealing with these jokers and letting these jokers fool with you in your mind, we got enough shit, people, to be sitting around here, stressing us the hell out. And I refuse to allow someone to do that to me or sit in silence when I see it's being done to someone else. There is a real thing called adult bullying. I ain't never scared, but there are people who are dealing with things, and that would be all it takes for them to take themselves out.
Mm-hmm.
You hate to see it.
Yay! Listen,
this is a crazy world, man. This is a crazy world.
You never lied.
And they clearly see your daughter making your face up.
Yeah.
It's a daddy daughter moment.
And that's all it is.
Sick people out here.
But that's what they like to do, and to me, it's really sad. But it's okay if that's what I got to go through for me to be a good daddy, and so my daughter grows up well adjusted like her older sister did. Fuck you, I'll be that. I will be whatever I gotta be in order to do what I gotta do for my family. You ain't got to understand what the fuck the end.
This family here is our family. It ain't yours.
It really ain't. Maybe you should get one, bitch. You no idea. Like, as much as I don't really like the Smiths, whatever they're doing is working for them.
Yeah.
And God bless them. But like, what you don't get to. I don't like you telling me to pick my socks up. So we
got boundaries within our own. Yeah.
Right. Like, I'm a Scorpio and I'm a man and we grown and we don't.
We Scorpios, so just that in itself,
right,
man. So it's a bit crazy. But to get back on that, both of our birthdays are coming. Mine is November 15th. Yours is the 19th.
Yes.
How are you feeling about your birthday year? Like, what has changed? What do you want to see in the next year? How you feeling?
I'm feeling strong. I'm losing weight. I'm feeling really reflective. I'm looking forward to just, growing and helping more Black people be great. You know what I'm saying? I'm becoming more comfortable in my own skin.
Yes.
You know, there's a time and a place for me to go off, and it's not any time on the clock. And what I've come to realize, like, this was my, 42 for me was this year. Like, this has been my Jackie Robinson year. And in this year, I created a formula that now every other coach is following. I started CoronaCon in March, and now everybody has a pandemic thing. Nobody was using Zoom the way I was using Zoom. No. I'm not saying I was the only person. I'm just saying that when it, like, there's before I did it and after I did it. And, all the white boys come along. I feel like Little Richard. But I'm okay. I'm all right with being an innovator because I feel like I keep coming up with other shit. Like, if you made me, make another one.
There's only one first. Remember that.
Make another one. That's all I want. If you made Dave Anderson, do it again.
Right.
That's it. And I'm okay with that. I'm okay that I'm not the person I used to be, and I'm getting to know who I am at this age, on my way to 43 in a couple of weeks, understanding, that my roles are changing, that my dynamics with my children are changing, my dynamics with you are changing. I'm a different person than I was in 2012. I'm a completely different person than the 17-year-old who showed up and said, "Yo, my name's Dave Anderson. What's good?"
Exactly.
I'm that guy. I'm bearded, better looking, and I'm gonna tell you, my sister Carla says, "You always spoke like the man you were going to be, but now your presence is matching up with your speech. Like, I finally caught up to my vision, and I'm enjoying the becoming of whatever this is going to be."
I love the becoming. Let me say this to you. I love the becoming of you. I always feel when you feel that you're changing, then another shift happens for you. You are not the same man that I met when we were 17 and 18. Hell, you're not even the same man that I met when we started dating. And I love that about you. I don't want you to be. I think if you were that same person, then we're doing something wrong. You should be growing. You're aging. You have different experiences. You're in a totally different era of your life. You're almost into your mid 40s.
Yeah.
And you have accomplished a lot. You have accomplished the most that I've ever seen just in this year. Yeah. Just in this year. And some people look at you as if this was some type of overnight story. No, you were doing this when you was a kid. You came into the world, as you tell me that story. I love that's one of the favorite stories that you tell, that you've ever told me. You came into this world. You were born coming to this world with your arms stretched open. Yeah. Like, that in itself just speaks volumes into what your purpose is and what your purpose has become and what your purpose will continue to be. I appreciate you as my husband. I appreciate you as, I'm getting emotional, the father of my children. In a lot of ways, you have helped me grow into the woman that I have grown into and will be growing into and continue to grow. I like that you live your life unapologetically, even though sometimes it scares the absolute fuck out of me, because I don't want to be a Coretta Scott King, because when people are passionate about our people and the world starts to embrace those messages, the world has a way of taking those people away. Mm-hmm. And not only to mention the things that you kings are going through in the news, it's just too much. But I'd never get in your way. And I'm not putting anything out there. But that is a fear for me. You are changing lives. You have changed lives. I have seen people come to you with nothing and totally evolve into like mega business people. I've seen people get fired by you, and as much as they may want to talk junk, they doing it. They can discount you, but they can't discount you as your coach, even if it had to happen after they got fired. Mm-hmm. They start to win. Right. You still set fire under that ass, and you set fire under my ass every day. You cannot be married to someone with your type of greatness and just be complacent and not have any passion to do anything. I look at the girls. You know, you are a big part of why, you know, our oldest went to a HBCU. She don't give a fuck. She will give you her opinion unapologetically.
Yeah,
She
true.
will walk in her own. Y'all sometimes bump heads because she's just strong. She gets that from you.
Yeah.
Devlin, you ain't never got to worry about her.
Nope.
You know, she's gonna do her thing. Like already at 5, she knows exactly what she wants to do, and she's already exploring. So, you know, I just want to give you a pre-birthday gift that you're amazing. You're amazing. And I'm so blessed to be able to share the world, you know, with you know, share you
Right.
with the world. You know, you've done so much, and I definitely believe you're anointed. It's a superpower. You know, it just really is. There's things that people don't even see behind the scenes. How much hate you get, how much bullshit you have to put up with, how much responsibility that you have because other people's lives depend on it. And you have to walk in a certain light because you got to practice what you preach. People don't see the times when you're stressed out. People don't see the times when you cry. People don't see the hurt when you do have to fire people, when you know that you see the greatness, but they don't yet see it.
Yeah.
You know, so, I mean, you know, this is only an hour show. I could go on for probably about 10 more hours, but that's just, you know, where I'm at. And I know I'm speaking for a lot of people. I mean, I'm speaking a little bit from a different perspective because I'm your wife.
Right.
The sentiment is the same. I just think that you're amazing, and people are fortunate enough to have been with you before all of this, like, you know, Carla, me, you know, Derek,
Yeah.
you know, a handful of your very close friends and family members. Man, like, you have done the damn thing. That's just what it is.
I appreciate it. That is I'm not like, I don't do what I do for recognition, but I appreciate that. It means more to me coming from you than I think you even understand. And the thing of it is, like, regardless of anything, there is a I remember once we got in a really bad argument. And I was coming from the purest place I could come from, because my curse in life is I don't see people. Like, I've never seen a person in my life. I see who they're supposed to be. Whether they, and I don't know why God put this on me. I did not ask for, I wanted to be a trash man. That's all I wanted to be. And then all I wanted to do was spin records. That's all I wanted to do. I did not ask for none of this. I literally, like, rejected all of this for so long. But you were at a place where you were frustrated with your job. You were, and I'm not trying to tell all your business. I'm just telling you.
Go ahead. We're transparent. I think
you're frustrated with your job, and you're frustrated with this thing, and you had all of these ideas and these things that you wanted to do. And I was like, you know, and you said, well, I've done all I can. And I was like, bullshit. And I think it was honestly the first time I ever cursed at you. I was like, that's fucking bullshit. I'm like, no, you haven't, because you told me you wanted to write this book, and you told me that you want to impact these girls, and you had this idea. You were sitting right here. I felt like Stewie talking to Brian.
These are the words that came out of your mouth.
Right. You got a book? What happened to the book? You want to change the world? And you got so mad you walked out of the house.
Because that's what happens when you're scared and you believe your own bullshit.
Right.
What else was I gonna do? Because you told me the truth.
The thing of it is, I've had to learn that people come to what they come to in their own time. Right. However, what you did when you finally were in a place to receive what I was saying, and you took the venom out of it and just looked at, this man just wants me to win. This man has always wanted me to win. When we were just friends, he's always wanted me to win. And the thing of it is, you have taken the ball, right? And you've run so far with it. You know, I am grateful for the amount of latitude you've given me in order to go out here and slave. Like traipsing all over the world ain't easy, and it ain't fun.
Right.
You know, especially in the midst of a global pandemic. And you know, I lost 2 friends this past week.
Yeah, you did.
You know, from Corona. And you know, I'm in airports and then there's the canned air because it's negative 45 degrees outside when you're 30,000 feet up in the air. And I'm going here, there, hither, and yon. And then you got to deal with Devlin and she's trying to climb all over you like there are all these things, and you still maintain a certain level of regalness and calm. And I don't control is what I'm trying to say. Like you control your environment in such a way that you have no choice but to thrive. And then to go and watch you go from, I don't get this algorithm, nobody's checking the shit out, to shit just, you know, over time just begins to blow and grow. And people are no longer saying, you know, oh, that's Dave Anderson's wife. It's like, oh, Janay Anderson is doing X, Y, and Z. And like, no matter what, like, I need you to understand that I know it is a cold, cold, lonely place in the shadow of a 400-pound behemoth. I know it. Like when they say it must have been cold there in my shadow, nigga, you like, I get it. What I'm saying though is your light is a Matthew 5:15 light. It's made that you don't hide it under a bushel, but to make it plain. And that's all I've ever wanted for you. And then to watch you just go off and thrive. And I'm on a plane and I'm seeing these memes and I'm watching these videos and I'm like, Harpo, who this woman? Like the amount of pride I have for you being what I always saw when I was a 17-year-old snot-nosed kid, and you were, you know, you were this girl with a Halle Berry pixie cut and a painted-on white dress. Like, to see that in real time, and then to watch other people appreciate it it's great. And I want to let you know that, like, I'm proud of you, like, because I know what it takes.
Thanks, babe.
To do that. And I know how hard it is for you, because that's not comfortable for you, because you are in the background, like you're the conductor. You like,
yeah,
you're not sitting up here like,
and I prefer,
right.
I'm an orchestrator, and a lot of people sometimes don't know how much I have my hands in, because I'm a very humble person and I don't tell everything about what I do. Everything's not for entertainment and for the know.
Right.
Of the things that I've done and what I do. And sometimes too, as a woman, you know, when you are a married woman, some people think, especially when you're with someone that people would consider a public figure or at some level of high success, that every opportunity, everything that you've done has come off the shoulders of your husband. And let's not lie, there are some benefits to being married to you. You know, nepotism is great at moments when it's necessary. But we made a pact, and you've really stood by that pact, is that I'm gonna do this on my own, because I already know how niggas think. You know what I mean? Not that I care, but it is not a good feeling when you know that you've accomplished something on your own as a woman, and that when you do get married, even though I love you to pieces, and I enjoy being married, is that sometimes we lose our identity as women.
Right.
Men don't have that experience as much, even if they're with a very successful woman. And everything that I have done and everything that I have worked on, all the ideas, all the people that I've helped behind the scenes, things that I've orchestrated that people don't know I've had my hands in, I'll be damned, you know, that I won't be given the credit where credit is due. You know, I will be damned not to acknowledge the help that you have given me at certain times. But there's people that, you know, don't even, they're just finding out that we're married.
Right.
Wait a minute. David Anderson, that's your husband? Oh, that's your wife?
Yeah.
We planned it that way.
Right.
Because you have given me the space to do my thing. You ain't all over it. You know what I'm saying? You give me advice, but you let me figure things out. And we are in a really good place with that. That works for us. Some people love working together. We'll do some things together in the future, I am sure.
Right.
But I appreciate how you've allowed me to sort of carve my own little crevice, here, which is starting to turn into the Grand Canyon.
I'm about to say it's a chasm at this point.
Oh,
But
yeah. Definitely, and it's growing and it's growing and it's growing, and it takes consistency. I don't have the biggest numbers in the world, but it's growing and it's growing significantly, and people are starting to hit me up, and people are starting to get what the hell that I'm doing, and I am attracting the energy of people who don't even know how much energy that they put in me in motivation, and they real ones. People like, it's strange where you would feel sometimes that would come for people that you've known all your life, but it comes for people that I've known in a nanosecond.
Familiarity breeds contempt. And I've always said this, like, people only respect you at the level at which they met you. Because there's people in my world who, and when I say in my world, I mean just on the earth, who knew Taz Daddy. Taz Daddy been dead for 10 years.
Yep.
Like, no diss to Taz Daddy. Taz Daddy has paid a lot of bills, and Taz Daddy continues to pay bills.
Yeah.
That brand is still a great brand, and I love those days, but I'm not that kid anymore. Yep. You know what I'm saying? Like, and don't get me wrong, like, all of that stuff, like, every aspect of who I've been, is important, but it's nothing compared to who I'm going to be.
Right.
And I've always known, I plan on living a very, very long life, but I've always known that my contributions to the world won't be appreciated until well after I'm gone.
And that's a shame.
It is, but but I'm okay with that, because
just know that's how it is.
That's how it is. I knew it's how it was when I stood up at Jack the Rapper in 1997 and said, hey, this thing right here, this little teeny tiny thing right here is called an MP3 player. And you can put your mix shows on here, and you can put interviews on here. And I've interviewed Russell Simmons and this one, the third. And I said, there's a server, you can download it, bop, 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 bop. And we're calling it on-demand audio. And the whole room, icons, Hall of Famers, laughed my ass out of the room and said, oh no, satellite's going to be the big thing outside of terrestrial radio, and terrestrial radio ain't going nowhere.
Right.
Then you fast forward 5 years, and a guy in a turtleneck and a pair of jeans stands up and says 10,000 songs in your pocket, and this thing is called an iPod, and we're going to have these things on here called podcasts, and everybody loses their minds. Mm-hmm. Like, I'm okay with knowing that I invented the thing that the white boys done took off on that made Joe Rogan $500 million dollars. Like, I mean, $500 million fucking dollars. I'm okay with that, because I got other shit. I can pivot.
Right. So, and you know how it is, for us, we
right. I'm always going to be that dude. And that's the thing.
Your hands on it is a different story. I'm sorry.
No, it's all good. I'm always going to be that dude. And just to put a bow on this, the one thing that I don't want before I die, whenever that is, I don't want to be on an episode of Unsung. I want people to be able to know what my story is and to be able to tell that story, so I don't wind up like Latimer, or I don't wind up like George Washington Carver, or I don't wind up like Henry Box Brown. I don't want to be one of these unsung people that gets lost in the annals of history. I want to make an impact while I'm here, and I want people to see it. And that's why I spend so many, like, it took a lot. And because you've been here for all of this, sometimes as a partner, sometimes as a conscientious observer, recorder of history, it took a lot for me to make a shift. But I realized that Frederick Douglass, I was reading Frederick. This is what happened. I was reading Frederick Douglass, and then I'll close because we got to go and you got to go.
Yeah.
Frederick Douglass said, it is easier to train young boys than it is to fix broken men. And I spent so much time trying to fix these people who don't want to be fixed that I realized there's all these young people who are going to catch what I'm saying, because now I'm Uncle Dave. Mm-hmm. And they'll go and they'll do the research, and they will go and they will read the books, and they will go and they'll put in the work. And that's okay, because they got more time in front of the clock, and they're good, because they know that if a fat kid who had to share bath water with his brother because his mom had to boil it on the stove can make it, I can too, because my circumstances ain't that dire.
Right.
I'm okay if the Gen Xers don't fucking get me anymore. Because these millennials and these Gen Z kids,
they do.
They understand. So I'm going where I'm appreciated. I'm not going where I'm tolerated. And for the last time, and I want y'all to hear this from the bottom of my heart, fuck you if you don't like me. Fuck you if you don't get me. Fuck you if you don't think I'm weird. Because the Andersons is going to be straight no matter the fuck what. So if you don't like it, you hate it, you better learn to love it, bitch, because it's the best thing going today. Bitches is going to be out here hating from the sidelines with weave down their back. And that's okay. I'm not judging anybody with weave down their back. But what I'm saying is, Janay is opening people's eyes to the possibility of what comes out of your natural head is more than good enough. And if it wasn't, why is it that they spend so much time putting beeswax and honey in their shit? Why is it that they spend so much? They're literally harvesting melanin from stem cells to have sunscreen on Mars for these white folks who can't make it. Google this shit. We're on the precipice of two very important moments in history running simultaneously. You're not going to be able to fuck with us together or apart. So get into it, bitch. And with that, I'm on a plane.
Bye-bye. Thank you guys for joining us tonight. I think, this turned into a very candid conversation. This is how we talk all the time, y'all.
Yeah.
But who knows what we're going to talk about next week. But once again, thank you. I hope that you have taken away something very special from this particular episode. If you are in a relationship or marriage, it's hard. But you got to respect one another. You have to give each other their space to grow, and you have to be appreciative of it. And when that person is effing up, you have to be there too and be a voice of reason and strength, and to be patient. Because just because you go through things, just because there's hurt, just because someone is growing in a different direction, maybe faster than you, sometimes you have to learn it's okay to shrink yourself. Everything ain't a negative. You have to shrink yourself in a positive way. Because that's allowing your partner to blossom. There's other things that should be had, and your roles should definitely be defined in your relationship. And for Black people, and for people just in general, respect yourself. Respect yourself. Stop taking this crap off of people. You ain't got to be nobody but yourself.
Facts.
Stop apologizing. Stop being sorry. Stop wanting to be included at a table with people who don't want you there. Period. That's all I got to say.
And that was more than enough. Thanks to our sponsors, Triumph Tissue. We got to go. Like a used condom, we're off, but like herpes, we'll be back. It's not my business. We'll see you soon. Take care.